What's going on, true believers? It is Friday closeouts, the last Friday of the month, and you know what that means. It is Shorts Get Wrecked Day. But what's that big sound? That's the market booming right now. And one of the reasons that it's booming is because Facebook renamed itself Meta. Now, Facebook is still going to be called Meta, but the parent company is now going to be called Meta because they are leaning heavily into the metaverse because they believe, rightly, that that is going to be the future. And it looks like they must have watched Ready Player One because there's going to be a lot of games coming real soon. One of those games is a token that I've been talking about for a long time, and that is StarLink. And we are going to do a deep dive into StarLink today, and we are going to look at it and decide for ourselves whether or not it's as awesome as I say it is. This is not financial advice. I'm always right, so you already know the answer.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, true believers, let's get sizzling because it's Friday. The market cap is $2.728 trillion with a trading volume, a great 24-hour trading volume, again, of $190 billion. And you look at the tether money remains solid, sitting around $70 billion. So the money that's coming in tends to be leaning into the market. And if you start looking at the 24-hour numbers, then you are going to see that it is continuing to add liquidation into this market. You will see one thing, though. You will see that it's not in Shiba because Shiba is now pushing downward. It looked like for a while the bulls might take over and this was just going to soar and soar and soar. And now there's a little bullfighting. The bears are leading at the moment. It's down 11% to the previous 24 hours, but it's up 140% still. However, one of the bigger moves was Dogecoin, which you can see over here, guys. It is $37.5 billion market cap to a $37.1 billion market cap. So I think that the money is probably going to go back and forth in those for a while. For those of you that pay attention, Dogecoin is just going to struggle to go beyond 35 cents or so. You know, maybe there's going to be a short push to 40 cents where somebody's going to say, "Man, I told you so. 35 not going to be. It's going to be 40%, or it's going to be 40 cents," and then it's going to tank back down because that's just where we are. Now, where are we at on Phantom, which was $2.99. Oh, man. Down 10% on the day. Come on, guys. It's Halloween. Phantom deserves this. So let's get that push back up. Also, Ethereum, 43.31, which is, I believe it set an all-time high again last night. So here we are. Ethereum's trading hot. Bitcoin has cooled off just a little bit. Seems to be in a consolidation phase, but that consolidation phase, if you look at the 7-day number, it's down 2.2%. So the consolidation phase is somewhere around 61,200, maybe even close to 62,000, which means that we are getting ready for that parabolic liftoff from Bitcoin. And then in short order, we're going to start seeing an incredible move by Ethereum. Right now, we're just seeing good stuff happening. And that has translated into the meme coin market and into the game coin market. And you're going to see that in just a few minutes. But let's move on. StarLink. For those of you who've been watching me for any length of time, you will know how fanatical I have been about the StarLink project, and for good reason. Back in the 2000s, I played a video game, and that video game had a system by which you could go into space and you could fight in space. Now, if you were to play that game, or if you have ever played that game, it was called Star Wars Galaxies. If you ever played that game, then you will know. By the way, I played on Radiant, and my name was Necro's Dark Soul. So if by any chance anybody I played with happens to see this, what's going on, guys? But the point is, I played this game a long time ago, and it had a system by which you could navigate through space, which was probably perfect. It did everything that you could ever expect or want for a gaming system to do. And the navigation, the movement, everything for a PC, by the way. We're not talking about a handheld video game system. We're not talking about a PlayStation, anything like that. We're talking about a PC game. It had all of the trappings and mechanisms of one of just the perfect overlay. And the reason I bring that up is because here we are 20 years later, and every game that's hot uses the same mechanism. So when I saw that that's what was going on, you can bet your bottom dollar that I got excited. And one of the things that gets me the most excited is who is involved. And guys, the person that's behind much of that system is Shahid Ahmad. And if you don't know who that is, he is a guy who had a long history of video games. And I'm going to go into that in just a minute. But the important part to Shahid is this. Shahid understood what I understood, and that was that Raf Koster had this gaming system that was just amazing, and he put together a team that created a system that is still being used today, and it was amazing. And we're going to take a look at it in just 1 second. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about StarLink Trading. StarLink is trading at 44.60 right now, and that is up 63% to the previous day. But if we go back from the previous day and you start to scroll out here on this 1 hour candle, you will see that it's gone up. But that was just the start. It's up 220% over the course of the last 7 days. Now, some of you don't watch these, and that's fine. But those of you that do, and those of you that see my comments every day will know that Starl was trading around 1,200 a couple days ago, and I kept saying, and I kept telling everybody, like, this is going to blow up. This is a long-term hold because this is a game that's going to change the way that you play video games, especially in this type of universe. And we are at the start of the metaverse, even though it's trying to be taken over by Facebook. What is that all about? But this is going to be a big game in that universe, and the reason why is because there are a lot of people that are interested in space games, and so far there's not much space gaming in this market. So this is going to be one of the first. It's not the only, but it's going to be one of the first, and it is, dare I say it, amazing. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm going to show you just a little bit of what you can expect from this game so that you have an idea of what's going on. All right, guys, so we're going to start with the spiritual precursor to everything that's going on right now. Everything that you are seeing in this evolution, in this StarLink verse, started way back when with a game called Jumpgate. Jumpgate was an MMO in a sci-fi setting for the PC, released in North America on September 26 of 2001 by NetDevil and 3DO. However, only months after the 3DO released the game to stores, their contract with NetDevil was broken or canceled. NetDevil then hired Themis Group to provide tech support and provide in-game events. German publisher Mighty Games released the European version of Jumpgate in July of 2001 and supported it until 1 of June 2005, when Mighty Games ceased operations. NetDevil worked with the GMs from the Mighty Games to transfer all non-banned accounts to the U.S. server, which is now called the Worldwide Server. The remaining server was shut down on April 30 of 2012. That game lasted 11 years as an MMO. In the game, jump gates are used to travel from sector to sector. All sectors without a station consist of asteroids and a beacon. Many have player-owned stations and may have items related to events run by GMs. Station sectors all have planets within the sector. The player is the pilot of a spacecraft, acquiring wealth and the status by engaging in trade, mining, and or combat. Players may work on their own or together as members of a collaborative squad. Players can upgrade their spacecraft in various ways, including adding weapons, engines, shields, and other modifications. Now, at this point, if you are a StarLink player so far, or a potential StarLink player, and you're an investor right now, then this makes perfect sense to you because this is exactly what you've been being told all of this time was coming to this game. So, let's move on just a little bit more. Okay, so we talked about the precursor, and now we're getting to the successor. And that, my friends, is called Warp Nexus. And the partnership if you notice here, StarLink announced that it had acquired the production rights to transform a world-class game asset into our space station and central hub for the metaverse, with Shahid Kamal as a game producer for Scott Brown of Wormbite and his team. So now, what you have is Warp Nexus, and we are going to watch a tiny sneak peek right now. And guys, I hope you're excited. By the way, these are not the graphics that you saw originally. This is a new graphic system that's been implemented. What you're seeing right here is exactly what I'm talking about. This flight system goes back a long way, and it is amazing. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to take a look down. It's coming to Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I assume that's Oculus. It's going to be available on Android, Apple, and it's going to be using the Unreal Engine. Guys, there is a lot going on in Warp Nexus right now. And what you are seeing, it appears to be a very big integration of all types of gaming systems and cryptocurrency. So it's my firm belief that it's about to get really crazy in the cryptocurrency market, especially when you start seeing games like this. Now, these graphics are not taking a backseat to anybody, and this type of gaming is really awesome. It really is. Plus, if you are a nerd like me, then you appreciate one of the things that I appreciated the most, and you did not see it here, but mining. You're going to be able to mine resources, which will then be able to be converted into cryptocurrency through their market system. And that's just, it's going to be amazing. And right now, you can use your Starl in order to buy yourself a space station or a home, an apartment inside, a luxury even, if you can afford it. And that's going to be really cool. You're going to have a place to call your own inside this MMO game, and you will be able to take profit from what you're doing in the game. How is that not incredible? All right, so let's get back to the tokenomics and let's get back to StarLink by itself. And by the way, guess what's number one on Dex Tools right now? You guessed it, StarLink. So, StarLink was founded on June 30 of 2021, and it has a circulating supply of 10 trillion tokens. And guys, when you look at the holder list, you see OKEX, Gate.io are the biggest holders, followed by what's sitting in the circulating supply on Uniswap, and then MXC. Then when you get down here, nobody holds more than 1.6% of total token supply. So there is a fair and even distribution of tokens across the wallets of this product. And that's a really good sign if you're an investor. But now we dive in to the website. So the Starl Metaverse Project, I assume that's going to be what we're going to call the official name, the Starl Metaverse Project. Starl is the first 100% community-owned decentralized virtual space project. Starl is the governance token of the Starl ecosystem. Buy, sell, and trade virtual satellites, spacecrafts, and lands while exploring the solar system. The possibilities are endless. Starl tokens are the investment tool to purchase virtual land in Starl Metaverse Station, which will mimic a real-world space station positioned in a very real quadrant of the galaxy. The Starl Metaverse is a project with the ability to utilize the power of the blockchain and decentralization in order to infinitely expand upon and honor the true vision of a new financial paradigm. The human interaction and socialization has become overwhelmingly virtual. Most people have moved their social and business relationships to their phone or laptop. It is now, during a global pandemic, that has driven us online more so than ever. These new habits have already become permanent behavioral and cultural shifts, irrevocably changing what we consider normal and acceptable. In this way, the social responsibility that exists to provide tools and resources in the virtual space is essential to create a fun and adaptive environment for individuals to thrive and monetize. This stands at the core of our ethos at Starl. We are actually building a space station. Digital real estate has become a legitimate asset class and worthy of investor consideration is going to appreciate exponentially over the near term. In this perspective, Starl token becomes the investment tool to purchase virtual land in Starl Station, which will mimic a real-world space station repositioned in a very real quadrant of the galaxy. Here are some of the main points of the Starl ecosystem. Starl token is the utility token. The graphical representation of players in the virtual space will be your profile. The SAIT NFTs, non-fungible transferable digital assets representing satellites and any other virtual real estate in the Starl metaverse. The universe is a gamified 3D virtual space metaverse, which is part of the StarLink ecosystem. The Starl DAO, the Starl tokens within the Starl ecosystem will be allocated for voting within a DAO, ensuring the project is self-sustaining and has no owner at the helm in the marketplace. The Starl marketplace enables participants to manage and exchange SAIT NFTs priced in Starl. There's no taxes. There's nothing that goes on here. Now, obviously, in order to fund this, there is a supply of tokens that the developers have that they need your investment for in order for them to continue to build the funding in order to provide for you this game that they are providing. So it's pretty open. We just looked at the holder list. Nobody's holding a massive amount of tokens. They are split up amongst a lot of different wallets, and that's a very good thing. We have all the answers. We do understand, and this, by the way, is just a great. Whoever did this, if anybody is watching this, and if anybody knows who did this graphic, send me a message on Telegram, please, because I really like that design. We have all the answers. We do understand a big project might be confusing, and you may have some questions. And here is a fact, and it is saying, what is a metaverse? Why is the metaverse important? Is Starl a game? What can I do in the Starl metaverse? Can I make money in the Starl metaverse? Who is developing this? And let's say that for a second. The Starl metaverse is being developed by Wolf Decentra and Mo Larson, as well as a dynamic team of 3D artists and programmers. Wolf Decentra is the well-respected developer behind the Shiba Inu-related token Leash, with the Starl being a new venture into the world of the metaverse. Mo has been investing in and developing cryptocurrency projects for a decade, almost unmatched in experience and ability when it comes to directing, managing, and enhancing crypto-related projects. Together, they make a formidable team with a community of like-minded and supportive individuals behind them who have full confidence and enthusiasm for the Starl vision. Now, guys, if you remember something, this is what you got at the beginning of this, because this doesn't look like it's been updated in just a little bit. And hey, guys, you got to update your website. But when you look at it, they are telling you exactly what they were going to do, and that it manifested itself in them getting the rights to the Warp Nexus and turning Starl into a representative currency in the Warp Nexus. So that's crazy. Like, that is absolutely crazy. They have taken the initiative, and they have completely forwarded this game. June 30th, by the way. June 30th. And here we are. Tomorrow will be 4 months. 4 months later, there is a game about to drop for this product. And it is a game run by a competent group of people. It is part of an IP that already existed. And you are going to be able to dip yourself into the metaverse, maybe for the first time. And if you haven't, a lot of the metaverse right now is rudimentary. This is going to expand and make a big impact in that metaverse system. So if you're not in there, it's time to get in, because this game is going to be phenomenal. All right, guys, as we're talking, it looks like we have reached the Dave Chappelle portion of the transactions. So there'll be a little bit of dip. You're going to have to eat that dip, because there's not going to be much more dip to go. The fees, a little bit high right now, so you can expect a little bit of sell-off. But, guys, you should be excited for the StarLink Metaverse, because when this comes out, it will be, and I keep saying it, I keep saying it, and I keep saying it, it will be a game changer in this dynamic industry, and it will be the start of something that is just profound and amazing throughout. I don't know if you're partnering with Facebook. If you shouldn't do that. Ugh. But it's going to be profound. It's going to be amazing. And pretty soon, you're going to see it everywhere. StarLink, do not forget, this is something to reckon with. And guys, I hope you appreciated this. Moving on. Hokk, you guys are trading at 57.49. That's down 13% to the previous day. The trading volume still remains high at $2.8 million with a diluted market cap of $57 million. And if you look, because I keep telling you, you guys are still inside the channel and have not broken either way, in or outside of this channel, in a very long time. And if you go back and you look right here, if you're wondering if I call it, yeah, I call it. So Tuesday, because there won't be a video on Monday, but on Tuesday, we are going to do a deep dive into Hokk, and we're going to look at what is going to be one of the most anticipated launches of a new token, Hokk 2.0, which we'll call Hokk, that you will see. So, moving on. All right, Sanshu. After yesterday, I told you guys exactly what was going to happen. I pointed it out to you. I told you we're in the upside of the channel and that you were going to start going crazy and that this was going to be where you ended up. And guess where you ended up? Exactly where I said. You guys need to listen to me when I do this. But seriously, trading at 97.50. That's up 43.8% to the previous day. That is a big lift. Your holder count continues to spike upwards and upwards and upwards. I'm a supporter, by the way, of Sanshu 2.0. I believe that's a great idea for everything that you guys are doing. And it is time, just based on the lay of this right here, that you are in a position right now to drop that zero, probably for good. But you guys are going to need to get enthused. Get out there to Twitter, get out there to StockTwits, let people know what's going on so that they can make that decision and they can get in and you guys get sent. Moving on. All right, Floki Vikings. I'm running out of superlatives, so I'm going to have to start using some of the good old ones at this point. You guys are up 51%, trading at 23,829. And just when you think it can't go higher, it goes higher. And then just when you think that it's going to start correcting, it goes higher. And then when you think it just starts correcting, that it can't go any higher, it goes even higher. And guess what? I got a feeling that in the next 2 hours, the same thing is about to happen and that we're going to have a big, big weekend for Floki. Floki's everywhere. If you don't see it, you're not looking. The daily volume at this point is $56 million. And the diluted market cap is up to $2.383 billion. Now, that's going to need to be tripled in order for you to catch one of your competitors who's been having a good run the last couple of days as well. So, guys, get your bags packed and let's get to that $7 billion diluted market cap and let's start to make some serious strides. People are noticing. Now it's time to make them scared. Moving on. All right, Saitama Wolfpack, guess what's happening? You got that bear pressure. It's going again. These guys won't give up. But you know what? Neither will the bulls. The trading volume is still staying firm at over $40 million. There is a lot of trading going on constantly, which means that at some point, very, very soon, that bear pressure is going to break. I was wrong last night. I said that we would drop a zero and we would get to 1,200, and we only got to 9,000 for a very short period of time last night, around 11 o'clock. But I did feel like we had a lot more upside. But you know what? It turns out there are a lot of paper-handed hoes that have been sitting around the Saitama Wolfpack acting like they were holders. It was all an act. But guess what? Those guys are selling off right now, and as soon as they're done doing their thing again, then guess what? There's another lift to the upside, and if you ever go back and look, then you will see that it happens, it happens, it happens, and then it goes crazy. So, keep that bag packed. You stay faithful, and you don't sell. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Moving on. All right, Kishu trading at 82.50. That's down about 6%. Guys, yesterday when we had this conversation, I made these new support lines to show you where you were at, and I told you that you were consolidating into a little triangle pattern, and that was going to lead up here just a little bit further, probably taking us into tomorrow somewhere. And you're going to need to stay in that support line, and then you're going to either go to the downside or the upside. But it looks like you guys have broken support. So you're going to need to get back into this channel in the next couple of hours if you want to keep investors happy and you want to keep this party going. And I know that you do. I'm sure that you do. But 9,600 is going to be about your goal 2 hours from now. So we need to get out there, show that product. David Gockenstein, whatever his name is, has been telling everybody about you guys. So it's time to get out there and let everybody know that Kishu is not playing around. If you do that, the people are going to pop right back in. You're going to get above that support line. Then you're going to hit that spot right there. And when you hit that spot right there, that's your opportunity. People will notice. People are looking. When people are checking charts out, they are seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. So I'm telling you what these people are seeing. And if you pay attention to it and you know what's going on, then you will see it. And just like them, you're going to be getting into the product. So this is your opportunity. You're going to have to turn on that magic right now. Moving on. All right, Boss Token. You guys went from boss mode to big boss mode, and Bruce Lee's coming for you. He traded at 27.56, which is up 71%, but that's not even the high. The high got up to 3,400. That is a huge move to the upside. There's not very many tokens right now that can say that they've made that kind of move in that short a period of time. You guys are doing great. That trading volume went up to $600,000 in the 24-hour period. Your holder count, I'm pretty sure your holder count yesterday or the day before was 5,600, and you guys are now up to 7,894. That means people are finding out. That means you guys are doing a great job of shilling this product, and if you keep it up and you keep it going, then nothing but great things are going to end up happening. Moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant, and I don't want you to get ahead of yourself. I want you to know one thing. Are we in meme coin season? No. We're not even close right now. You go back and you look at your chart, Bitcoin still has not had that big sending. Once Bitcoin has its big sending, then within a couple of weeks after that, Ethereum is going to have that big sending. Now, Ethereum, all they've done so far is reach their all-time high. Bitcoin, all it's done so far is reach and stretch its all-time high just a little bit. But Ethereum and Bitcoin have a long way to go. Now, you're seeing a lot of green in this market, and you're starting to see, and if you're watching and if you're paying attention, you are starting to see patterns emerge. You're starting to see when Bitcoin starts to make its run, all of the money comes out of the altcoins and it goes into the Bitcoin, and then it pushes itself a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. Well, today is the day that the shorts get wrecked. So we're going to know about 3 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock Eastern, whether or not those shorts got wrecked. And if they got wrecked, and if it happens, then that's going to mean we are going to have a very bullish and big blow-off weekend. Now, if that means that Bitcoin goes, that means that we in the meme coin verse or in the game coin verse, we're going to be stalled out for just a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of time because the money's going to pop out of us and it's going to head up into these bigger tokens. But then it's going to cascade and start to fall back as soon as people start to get a little bit bored with the up that's going on in Bitcoin, because it never lasts. It always goes up and then it comes back down. It's the way that it works, and you consolidate at a higher level. So all of those things are going to happen. Then you're going to start to see it in Ethereum, and then that's going to make our numbers look even better. But you know what would be great right now is if we could maintain our numbers at this moment right now with some good sentiment while Ethereum goes down just a little bit. We would all be better off for it. And if you know, you know. But guys, that's my time. Have a great weekend. It is Halloween, so dress up, scare people. Some of you dress up so you don't scare people. And we will see you on Tuesday. I will be traveling through the weekend, so I will not be available, and I will not be doing a show until Tuesday, but I will check in. All right, guys, let's have a good weekend.
I've been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules, selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up, sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarettes.